Now let's look at the recommendations that we have under 1 lakh rupees for a large room. Now, in a large room, as I said, you need big speakers. Polk Audio has a superb option called the Fusion T5.1, and I'm pairing this with a Pioneer system. It's got nice 80 watts of power. It's got Dolby Atmos, Bluetooth. So you can go ahead and add two in-ceiling speakers also to this system, and it fits well within the budget. Now, my top pick would obviously be this is very specific. What I've done here is I've not gone for an Atmos amplifier because I'm tight on a budget. I've taken a 5.2 channel amplifier, taken a very large subwoofer. Unlike this option, which has a 10-inch woofer, I have gone with a huge 12-inch subwoofer, 250 watts from Targa, and I have gone with Pioneer speakers which offer very good vocals and are large drivers so they can throw the sound behind. Now, this 5.1 is recommended because instead of having more speakers, you would rather go down to having bigger speakers in a smaller configuration. So something like this is really recommended. It's loud, immersive, and deep bass. Now, when you look at 2 lakh rupees as your budget, my runner-up would be a wireless option, which is from Yamaha again, and it's called the YSP 5600. This is not a sound bar as per Yamaha, it is a sound projector. If you look closely, you will see a range of speakers here behind the grill. It has around 46, or I believe at least 40 speakers, and out of which 12 speakers on each side, six over here, six over here, they fire up. When they fire up, they bounce from the ceiling and then they come down to where you're sitting. And the other speakers are all pointing in a direction. So they will bounce the frequencies around the room to reach you and create the surround experience with the Atmos from a single unit. I have heard this, ladies and gentlemen, and it sounds phenomenal. If you place it right and you have a wall on the left and the right side, and you couple it with a subwoofer, this is a really good system. And if you look at my top pick, now this is like a typical home theater enthusiast system. What I've done is I've taken two subwoofers from ELAC. They are 10 inches, so I will have a lot of bass localization as I spoke about earlier. I've taken the Andrew Jones design series from Pioneer. It's called the 52FS. And I have also added two large 8 inches of in-ceiling speakers from Polk called the RC80i. And I've taken Yamaha 685 for the fact that it has 90 watts of power. It has two channel pre-outs, so I can add a power amp to drive these tower speakers if I'm not satisfied with the performance. And it has Atmos capability also. Now, it's not necessary to go for a Yamaha only. You can consider a Denon, Pioneer, Marantz. You're open to that option. For the budget sake, I have kept Yamaha as it's offering good value. Now, some people might look at this figure and say that, Karan, this is not under 2 lakh rupees. Well, it's just shy of the budget, so sometimes you can hunt for a good deal. Now, again, a quick summary of what I recommended for a large room in 1 lakh rupees and 2 lakh. You can quickly go through this. Ramesh, sir, any questions or anything that I'm missing out on?
So we are flooded with questions, Karan. I think it's going pretty well. So I would just like to take one question at this time. So
Okay,
you
who's
talked
the lucky
about.
one?
So this is from Sumant. So Sumant talked about. I mean, you talked about in your presentation about 5.2.4 configuration. So now, what he wants to know is what is the ideal room size for such a configuration, 5.2.4 setup?
Okay. So 5.2.4.
Correct.
There is never really an ideal room size, Sumant. What I would go back very quickly to a 5.2. So I would just use this slide. Now, even if your room is small, I would recommend, if you have the budget and you can afford the amplification and the speakers, you can very well go ahead and do this. I would say the minimum, because it's just 5 channel, it becomes very simple. So you have your two speakers in the front and two at the back, and 4 speakers. So you will have okay, this is your 4 channel. You'll have 2 speakers in the front and two at the back over here. Now, if you have a very small room at about 150 square feet, 200 square feet, I would recommend you buy better quality of speakers than adding four channels of height and having a 9 channel amplifier. If you have a room that is under 150, 180 square feet, go for a 5.2.4 rather than a, sorry, go for a 5.2.2. I'm sorry, 2 channels of height instead of 4 channels. Get better quality of speakers instead of more speakers. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, thanks, Karan.
Okay, so what we have next is honorable mentions in this category of having a large room. If you're a bass lover and absolutely love the way the low frequency sounds, these are really nice options in the price segment. Whereas Polk has very nice looks, glossy finish, and very urban look. The JBL has a more conservative look but offers much better price value. And another honorable mention would be from Q Acoustics. Now, if you're the person who also enjoys a lot of music and a lot of serious listening, the Q Acoustics would make a lot of sense to you because these speakers are very balanced. By what I mean by balanced is that the sound that you get out of playing any song will be not too much bass, not too much high frequency, very clean, natural sound. Whereas these speakers would sound very warm, which is bass oriented. Q acoustics would be very natural. And if you're a person who likes high frequency and mid range, the singer's voice and the instruments to be very, very clear and sharp and crispy, you can consider the monitor audio option.